I quit school to run this server because it's been my main job.
So basically what you're saying is if you want your server to grow, you just go and self-promote everywhere you can.
We did go into the negative, like financially. It's been pretty hard. We have many ideas, including duels. That's less useful than someone with like 1,000 followers that makes like a bunch of streams and like makes a bunch of videos about the server, you know. I did win a Mr. Beast challenge a year ago. Yeah.
How much was that? How much was that video again? 40 grand.
I also dueled Dream at some point. Not sure if you're aware of that. I also dueled him in a 1v1 and I beat him.
Alright lads, welcome back to the InsideMC Podcast, the part of the podcast where I interview a very special guest every single week. With this podcast release date, 2 days ago would have been hopefully the first ever midweek MCs. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm recording that midweek MC podcast in 2 days from now, so it's all very scuffed. Hopefully I haven't leaked anything from this podcast on that one, but it's the first midweek MC finally out and I am very excited for it, so hopefully it's doing all right. But today I am interviewing someone who may or may not be a content creator. I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, they aren't. However, they are a server owner, and for the first time ever I am having a server owner on who is only Java edition. I think I've had two server owners on previously, one which is Darkside, Bedrock edition, and then Cubeprof, which is Bedrock edition and Java edition. But today I'm joined with the amazing 4NT.
Hello everyone. I'm the owner of MC Manhunt, and going back to what you said earlier, I do have a TikTok channel of 400,000 followers.
Oh jeez, okay.
Yeah, but okay, so listen. So pretty much the channel is it was mainly used for advertising MC Manhunt. Like we've been having it for 2 years, but I did rebrand it to my name, so like 4NTMC, because I do have a lot of plans to expand and try and have a personal brand. So yeah.
Is that what the clip you was editing earlier when I started VCing you, was that to do with the TikTok?
Yeah, exactly, because I started posting more regularly on the channel, and I also streamed a few days ago on the channel. I'm trying to push a bit more the whole personal brand thing, because I've always been like more anonymous on social media, and even in my Discord server and in game, I've never really been playing on the server, but I'm trying to change that, and I'm trying to just start being more active and start being a part of the community as well.
It was a pretty fortunate time to invite you on the podcast then.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a perfect timing, I'd say.
I certainly got lucky with it. However, before the podcast, when we was doing the audio test, you mentioned your name was Ant. Is that can I call you by Ant? Is that fine, or would you prefer me carrying on calling you 4NT?
You can call me Ant. It's fine. It's the same thing. 4NT or Ant. It's the exact same thing. I don't mind.
Okay, I was just double checking. Well, Ant, I know you mentioned that you're already owner of MC Manhunt, and obviously you have the TikTok account, so you're kind of halfway there. But before we begin getting into the podcast, if you could give us a little introduction of, you know, who you are, what I guess a bit more in depth of what you do, just a little segment before I get into asking more questions about you. Maybe even a fun fact, your most viewed TikTok, anything. It's up to you.
Oh yeah, all right, sure, no problem. So yeah, my name is Ant. I'm a Canadian originally. Now I live in Europe, and I'm 19 years old, close to being 20, and I own a server. I quit school to run this server because it's been my main job. Decided to focus on this. I also started a new server, but generally also, yeah, about TikTok. Fun fact: the most viewed TikTok on our channel is a clip where Dream, he took inspiration from that clutch, and he used it in his video, and he even mentioned it in his clip. So ooh, that's one little fact. Yeah, I can even show you that after.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look after the podcast. Why not? Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, you're 19, huh? By the way, that's a very delayed reaction. I kind of said it in my head as you said it. You run this Minecraft Java server. You are the owner of it, and you're only 19 years of age. You're younger than me.
Yeah, no, I'm 19, bro. I started this when I was 16. I started server when I was with my friend.
Talking about that a bit more. Just I guess that'd be a perfect highlight. Sorry, I should have mentioned this. I always forget to mention this. Remember how I told you I tell you a list of things, and I always forget one thing. It's that I kind of keep the podcast in like certain segments, so that way then the viewer doesn't get too confused with what's being said. So if we talk about it now and then talk about it later, it's easier just to kind of bundle it all into one thing, if that makes any sense at all.
So you're gonna like cut the podcast and like make it so it's like one segment, like.
No, I just mean like talking about how the server began. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, not right now. Because I don't want to talk about it now. I'll talk about it later. That's what I mean.
Yeah, sure, no problem. No problem. I don't mind. I'll just answer any question you ask.
But yeah, fair enough. That's a nice little introduction. I like MC Manhunt. I have started playing it recently. I kind of shot my shot with sending you a friend request. I feel like having the creator rank probably made that a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. Probably. I don't add many people because there's I get a lot of requests. But yeah, if it's content creator, I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. So I got kind of lucky. But with that being said, let's start talking more about MC Manhunt as the podcast goes on. Oh god, I'm really scuffing this. What is wrong with me today? Okay, so moving into a little bit about you. We'll talk about a little bit about you before we talk about the server, because I always like to get to know the person a little bit more. I mean, once again, these are questions I could ask before the podcast, but why save him? Why not save him? Sorry. So, how did you get into playing Minecraft? You said you started MC Manhunt at the age of 16, but what exactly got you into playing Minecraft in the first place?
Woo! Oh my god. Okay, so I feel like my memory sucks like when it comes to recalling things like before I was 14 years old. But I did start playing Minecraft when I think in 2012. I was playing with my friends at school on a Amishi server on the 2012 version. I think it was 1.2.5. I think that was the version, and I don't know how old I was, but I was very young, and I always liked like owning a server and like having friends play on it, and like we would just play together and stuff, and just casual and even troll sometimes my friend as an admin and stuff. It's always been a cool thing. But yeah, I started playing Minecraft I think when I was 8 years old, and I just loved the whole concept of being able to do whatever you want, just build or even kill other players and stuff. And then, I mean, as time went on, I decided to go on public servers, like Mineplex. That was the main server I was playing on, usually, because I think it was the survival games game mode. I freaking love that. So yeah, that's what I was usually playing on. And I don't know, man. It's hard for me to recall how I actually got to play, like where I learned Minecraft from. I don't really remember that, but yeah, I don't know. Just time went by. I was more of a competitive player. I always liked playing on servers. I even bought ranks on the most popular servers like Mineplex, Hive. All of that. Was always a very competitive player on those servers. And then I just decided to make my own.
Fair enough. I mean, if you can't recall it like 100%, I don't expect that. I just mean like the rough of what you can remember, which is kind of that stuff of playing with friends and then essentially playing on servers and being like, oh shit, like I want one of these for myself.
Yeah,
and then that's exactly what you did at the age of 16, which is crazy. Like I said, well, we'll talk about it a bit more in a second. But what about the name then? Because I assume your real name is, if you want to answer, you don't have to answer, something to do with Ant.
No, it doesn't. No, there's absolutely no relation. My real name is Robbie. That's my real name.
So
it has nothing to do with Ant.
Where does 4NT come from then? Where does that come from?
I don't know, because I wanted like a short name. And by the way, the name 4NT, I literally made that name right before I launched MC Manhunt, like right before I made the server.
So what was it before then?
Before, I think I changed my name so many times.
I think I can check your name MC actually.
Yeah, you can. I have a bunch of names because when I was a kid, like I was just like putting some random names because I had like I was fan of like a character in a movie or something. I just put that name, and I never actually had a proper IGN like that represented me. I always change names, but Ant is the one that sticked after all these years. I mean, since I launched MC Manhunt, pretty much.
So you've had 4NT_ for 2.9 years. You had John Debated for 316 days, Admin Entity for 35 days, Night King under. You've had 25 names. Oh my god! Man, I can't even bother to read through all of these. And then there's someone else whose current IGN for 2.8 years is called I Am My Dog, and they had the name 4NT_ back in 2017, whereas you picked up in 2020.
Damn. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I saw that. It's a pretty weird coincidence, I guess. The guy he changed his name, and then I put 4NT in it.
They changed it in 2019, and you took it up in 2020, like almost a year. Yeah, more than a year after they changed their name. So. But yeah, so you wanted a short name. Okay, well, normally I talk about names previous, but we're not going to talk about all 27 bloody names. So where did so you wanted a short name, but like why? Any idea why it was 4NT? I mean, it's a pretty original name. It's pretty cool, but any reason why specifically that?
Well, okay, so I always liked ants. and I was like, okay, I want to represent like ants, because ants are like, like they're strong, like I don't know exactly, they're like 10 times or like 20 times stronger than like their body weight. They're like the smartest insect. Like they have the biggest brain, like compared proportional to their body size, So I was like, it's a cool insect, and I just decided to like name myself after ant. Like I don't know, it's completely random. I don't, it's hard for me, like with names. I've never really been able to properly choose like a name and like have a good reason for it. I was just like, I don't care, I just need a short name, and ant, I guess, sounds cool and short and sweet.
What about why the 4? Is that just because you wanted to be cool and have a number in your name?
Yeah, no, initially I think I wanted to have the name like A and T, but since like that was already taken, I just decided to go with like 4, which is like the alternative to A, but in numbers.
Yeah.
So that's why I just decided to take the 4. And also, one useful thing with the 4 is you always show at the top of the tab, because alphabetically you show at the top. So even if you have like a huge server, like 100 people, you show at the top in Discord and Minecraft. So that's also like a small reason, I guess, byproduct.
I also see you're following the 4NT account on NameMC. waiting for it to become open.
Yeah, I tried contacting the guy. I don't know who is he, but yeah, I'd want to have that name. It'd be cool to have the name 4NT, like without the underscore. That'd be crazy.
Maybe one day, who knows?
Yeah.
But with that being said, then let's move into talking about. I mean, like that topic is normally a little bit longer, but it's just based on kind of what you give me, and I mean, you can't even remember yourself, so you can't really give me much.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't actually remember like the whole name topic. I don't really think about that. It's not like something that goes in my head. I just forgot about why I named myself Ant. Like, I think it's just because I like ants, I guess. It's just so stupid. Such a stupid reason, but I mean, that's pretty much why.
Well, it's funny because this topic, I'm sure, is going to be a lot longer, and it's talking about the MC Manhunt server.
Yes.
16 years of age. What?
Yes.
Proceed, please.
Well, okay, so me and my friend, we were like doing manhunts privately, just on our private server. Like we loved watching Dream, like his content. We were like, bro, this is so cool. I love this concept of like having one hunter and having one runner and just like fighting. And
3 years ago would have been 2020. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, no, this was like
prime Dream, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Dream was literally peaking at that time, I think, and yeah, I was already following Dream for like a year from then. Like the first video Dream ever released about Manhunt, I watched it. Like I was in his early days.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was there in his early days, and like I just loved the concept, and I just shared that to my friends, and they were like, "Yo, let's do this. Let's just make a server. Let's just do a Manhunt." And like together in a call and stuff, we would just play Manhunt. And me and my friend, one of my best friends, he's also like kind of an entrepreneur as well. He likes doing like businesses and stuff. And we were just talking about like randomly, we were just like, yo, how about we make a server? Because we saw a video about a anarchy, like a seed that was recovered from a screenshot, and that seed was like, I don't know exactly. I think it's pack PNG. I think that's the origin, like the default image on a server. Yeah, that default image, like when you don't put any image, some guy on YouTube, I think it's InsideMC, he found that seed and he decided to like he revealed the seed. And then me and my friend, we were like, okay, let's grab this seed and let's make a server out of this, an anarchy server. And then, so this is unrelated to MC Manhunt, by the way. This is before MC Manhunt. So we made a Discord.
Was this a different server, or was this just still your private world?
This was a public server, so we decided to go like from playing manhunts and stuff and like just having fun.
What was the
like
name
that.
of this? Can I ask?
Of the server?
Yeah. I'm not sure if you already mentioned it. Sorry.
The server was the name was Pack PNG Anarchy.
Oh, that was the name of the server. Sorry, got you. Okay, so I heard default pack, so I thought you was sorry. Okay, yeah, got you. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sometimes yeah.
No. I think that was my part of just like listening to the name and just zoning out. Well, I didn't even zone out, just mishearing you. Yeah, sorry. Carry on. So okay, yeah. So you're on the server. This is the first kind of beginning of everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we made like a public server. Like me and my friend were like, yo, there's an opportunity here. We can make a server out of this like trend trend because everyone was talking about this like back PNG, like this seed, like they recovered the original seed like from the Minecraft like server image. And we just decided to make a server out of this. We made a Discord and all. Then we launched and we had like maybe 20 players for like a few days.
And then this server that you've launched is called PNG Anarchy.
Yes, PNG Anarchy. So that was the name. Okay. Yes. And then we had like a few people and we were like, and then we saw that server started dying. We were like, shit, we had like no one online anymore. Like people got bored. People didn't really actually care about the server anymore. And then we decided to make a poll in the Discord and we said, would you want to turn this server into a Manhunt server? And we got all the votes. Like everyone said yes. Like I think we had 20 responses and like 15 or like 18 responses were yes and like the rest no. But like most people said like we want to see a Manhunt server. And so going back to how we came up with the Manhunt idea, we were just like in a random call and we were just like thinking, yo, what if, let's check if there's a Manhunt server that exists. Like, let's check if you can play Manhunt with with random people in Minecraft. Can you do that? And we checked and we didn't find anything. We didn't find any sort of server where you could just play Manhunt with your friends without actually having like owning a private server and owning the plugin to like a Compass plugin to track the runners as the hunter, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't find any sort of Manhunt server and we were like, bro, there's an actual huge opportunity here. There's something we can do because Dream was trending at that time and there was no Manhunt server.
People want
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people were like, yo, how can I play Manhunt? Can I get Dream's plugin? Blah, blah, blah. Like a bunch of people were just like really interested in playing Manhunt. And we just saw this huge opportunity with this. And we just decided to poll, like we at that time we had the Pack PNG Anarchy server. And we just decided to poll our community because we're like, bro, we could just change this community and make it so it's a MC, it becomes like just a Manhunt server. And from there, we just started developing the server. I contacted the dev. I just found a dev on Fiverr and I just decided to give him a request about the server. And we just worked together for like about 2 months, 3 months. We just worked on this server, worked on the idea. And initially, by the way, Manhunt, like it's been 4 years, by the way, Manhunt has been up. Like we started in early 2020, I think. I think it's early 2020.
I mean, you said you were 19, you started serving when you were 16, so I assume it had been about 3 years.
Yeah, around 3 years, around 4 years. I don't quite remember.
One or two.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, at that time, yeah, we took like around 2-3 months and we launched in December 2019, I think early December 2019 we launched the server, and the server initially just had Manhunt as a game mode. So we didn't have anything else. It was just Manhunt and like a simple lobby, and we only had like I think 3 games of Manhunt at most, like 2 games of Manhunt, because we didn't have a big budget either. We didn't have like any sort of income from the server, so we couldn't just start investing thousands of dollars in this without actually knowing if it's going to work out or not. So we just decided to start with like a small capacity, small people, and slowly we started seeing some players joining. We averaged like maybe 10 to 15 players within the first weeks, and then 1 month after we started getting even like probably 20, 30, and then from there we just snowballed, and like in the 4th month we had like 300 people, like even more, like within the first months.
I guess for like smaller server owners, how did you go about promoting it to get this? Did it happen just because it was Manhunt and an original idea, or did you guys go about promoting it in a certain way?
Well, we did what everyone does. We just went on like we just DM'd some people who were interested in playing Manhunt, like within the MC Manhunt niche. We went on Reddit, on Manhunt in Manhunt niche, Manhunt Reddits, Dream Reddits, and we just indirectly advertised it. Like some people were asking, yo, how can I play Manhunt? And like we just said, yo, you can come play on Manhunt for free. You don't have to buy anything. You can just play Manhunt and bring your friends, and just manual labor, I guess, just manual. We just went and we just started asking a bunch of people, and then those people I think they just probably asked their friends to join, since by nature Manhunt you want to play with your friends, and with that I think like we just snowballed like that, just exponentially from there. But we didn't actually pay, and we didn't pay advertising. We didn't do any social media content for this. Nothing. It was just like word of I don't know how we say that, like mouth to ear.
Word of mouth, yeah. It'd just be
word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth. Sorry.
Just saying, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that was basically it.
So basically, what you're saying is, if you want your server to grow, you just go and self-promote everywhere you can.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't like it's at the beginning of every server. You always want to be you always want to try and get, like, even if it's one extra person, it counts, you know. Every single player counts on your server, and if you wanna grow to like a large player count, you need to start small and just start asking individual people to join your server and just grind and just keep constantly ask like hundreds of people every day, and eventually if your server is original, you're maybe gonna get players to join your server.
I guess like this situation now, like there's a lot of my viewers who are like, I don't know how many of them still listen, but a lot of them are Bedrock editions. If they're listening to this now, it's once again word of mouth of like they might not know the server exists, but then once they think it's like I guess it's with streaming as well. Like Avery JC streamed MC Manhunt, and then from that stemmed myself and Jack, and then like Jack wanted content creation, like content role. So then I like said Clayton to apply for it, and I basically gave him what I did because neither of us met the requirements. He then got it, and then from that started Jack Has Game Nights, which I mentioned just before the podcast began.
Yeah.
And then from that, he got like, what, 40 creators, give or take? I think it's 40 or 30, one or two. He got those for the block shuffle, like a block shuffle tournament, then and again for a Lava Rises tournament. So then all their viewers from those streamers then learn about MC Manhunt. So it's just a big chain of bang, 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 you know?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's very cool, man. Like it's a very cool idea. I've never really pushed like doing streamer like events and stuff, because I mean it's just been very hard with time management and just overall, like I'm pretty busy with other stuff and IRL stuff in general, but I'm very glad like we managed to kind of pull that off as well, and like get a bunch of streamers and host like some cool streamer events on MC Manhunt.
Jackass Game Nights is pretty good. It's not even pretty good, it's like good. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be on MC Manhunt, but
yeah.
I'm gonna just mention that, like I mean I know obviously I'm assuming other streamers have done events as well. I'm just like specifically saying that one because that's the one I know and have played in, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, we haven't hosted many streamer events. We did host like just normal events, like with a money prize.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we did that in the past, like a year ago, but we didn't.
How much was the prize pool?
Stop doing it. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember, but we probably gave like $50 maybe.
Oh, that's not too
maybe
bad.
$50 as the prize, or yeah.
Fair enough. I understood what you said. I just mentioned like I was just mentioning Jackass Game Night specifically as like a tournament hosted on the server, not by you guys. Like it didn't have anything. I mean, the second one for Lava Rises, I know you mentioned how like, was it a community manager or whatever helped like with the game or something?
Yeah, Coswick, right? Coswick.
Yes, Coswick. Yeah.
Yeah, because Coswick is in charge of community events and streamer interactions and stuff. He's mainly in charge of that. I don't really have anything to do with that. Funny how.
I guess back on track a little bit then. Once the event was, once the tournament, once the server, there we go, started getting a little bit more traction. So you went from having three or a few Manhunt games, and then how did it start expanding then into, because you have games, you have Hitmen, Manhunt, Death Swap, Block Shuffle, Speedrun, Random Item Challenge, Lava Rises. Like how did it eventually snowball into all of these game modes? Yeah,
so pretty much at launch, like I said earlier, we only had Manhunt for for a month, I think. And then from there we saw that we started getting a lot more people joining, and we just decided to add new game modes and expand our servers at the same time, and also add a new lobby. The current lobby, by the way, the one you see, it's a modified version of the original lobby we had in 2000, like at the beginning, pretty much.
Okay.
So it's like just a slightly modified version, but this is basically the same lobby. We only changed lobby once. Like, I mean, the main thing, like the main foundation of the lobby, of the map, we only changed it once. We did some slight modifications, but this is the main lobby. And yeah, so pretty much. Yeah, from there, as soon as we started getting more players, we just decided to invest a bit more in the server. We did go into the negative, like financially. It's been pretty hard. Like for the first years, we've never been in profit from this server. It's always been like negative. It's always been like a project of like just pure heart. It wasn't like really money based, and like we didn't really do this for money, or like we didn't try and just like scam kids, you know, like most servers do. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted to have like a cool community with where anyone can play Manhunt for free, or like any other game modes. So yeah, but yeah, from there we just decided to expand the server by adding new game modes. We added Death Swap, Hitman, and I think that's it. So I think we just added Hitman and Death Swap. It's been such a long time ago. Like even myself, I'm having trouble remembering exactly like the order of like what game modes we added. But I do know we added Hitman and Death Swap, and it took I think it took like a few months. I think it took like a year before we added Block Shuffle and Block Shuffle.
Do you remember what the last game you added was?
The last game we added in the server, it's Lava Rises. That's the last game we added.
When was that added?
We added it, I think it's like 6 months ago, right? Like 5 months ago we added it.
It needs a party version. It needs a party game version, because I'm sick of whenever I stream the bloody server, or whenever like someone I'm watching streams the bloody server, we just get into games with like normal players who are just sweats and tryhards. Like I just want to play with my viewers like Block Shuffle in just a party game. Please.
Yeah.
I know it's in the works, but please, okay?
Yeah. I mean, so one big issue with Manhunt right now is we've been like, it's the whole infrastructure, the way it's made. It's very hard for us to add new updates. It's definitely like it's something we can do, but it's not as easy as like running this Manhunt server is not as easy as running like a SMP server, for example, where it's extremely easy to add new things and just our server is entirely custom coded. We have no public plugins in our server, and every time we want to add something new inside the server, it costs a lot and it's very time consuming, and the way that the whole thing is made, it's very complex. But we do focus mainly on fixing bugs and improving the experience, but we do have plans to add Lava Rises as where you can play privately and only play with your viewers or your friends or whatever. We do have plans to do that.
I don't know if this is too much of a personal question. I'm sorry if it is, so you don't have to answer it. But how, like you said that you were working at a loss for like a year or two. How exactly were you funding it then? Because obviously you started the server when you were 16. Like most people who are older, they can just turn around and go, oh yeah, like I had a job at the time. So how exactly was it being funded? Well,
I actually had some leftover money. Like I had some decent income like on the side in my private life, and I just decided to reinvest that in the server because I don't know, I love the project, and I didn't really need to spend my money on anything. Like I lived with like at my parents' house, obviously, when I was younger. So I just decided to just put back the money, and my parents also helped a bit. They also like invested, like they saw that it's a cool project, and they like to like help me with whatever I want to do. Like as long as it's like an ambitious thing, and as long as there's potential in the future, I guess they don't mind helping. So they did help a bit as well. But yeah, I just had some slight income, and I just decided to reinvest that in the server.
That's like the same with the podcast right now. Actually not even really, obviously people don't know this. I don't really make my own designs. I record, I edit, I do all that, upload, run to Twitter, I do all that myself. But all the designs or thumbnails, it's in the description of every video. It's made by someone called Dioricat, and obviously I pay him for it. Like he's not doing it for free, because he's a good friend of mine, so it's cheaper. But and I've always paid for like podcast thumbnails and everything, and I pay a decent amount. So I've been working like a big loss from the podcast for ages, and I'm going to for like a long time yet. But I can fund it because I'm 20 years of age. So when I started the podcast, I was working. I'm still working now. So I can fund it through work for that. However, with you, it's kind of like it's the same idea of you was working at a loss for a year or two. I'll hopefully be working at a loss for only. I'm kind of crunched the numbers. The rate I'm going is hopefully going to be about 5 or 6 more months, and it won't be a massive income. And I've said this before, it's purely a passion project. But it'd be nice to start earning a bit of money from it, kind of in the same sense of how you were, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Manhunt, it's not a profitable server at all. Like I wouldn't recommend anyone, and there's a reason why there's no other Manhunt server apart from like one server that it's pretty small, but there haven't really been any like a shit ton of servers of Manhunt servers. Sorry for swearing.
We talked about this. You'll find this. I literally swore about 4 times.
Yeah, all right, no problem. All right. So there's not many Manhunt servers, and there's a reason behind it. Just running like a whole infrastructure where you have to generate games and you have to take into account like you need strong, like powerful servers, powerful machines, because you have chunk generation, and Minecraft vanilla chunk gen is very, very bad, like poorly optimized. And yeah, it's not the greatest of ideas, but initially with my friend, when we decided to start this, and by the way, my friend, he's not an owner anymore, as you may have seen.
I would have imagined, yeah.
Yeah, he decided to retire like 2 years in, just because the fact that we weren't making any sort of income. Like it was just
that one now.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're not actually we're not crazy profitable either, but we are managing to like kind of break even. But we're still like we're breaking even, but it's not like crazy like income. But yeah, no, it's not easy to run this, and it took us like after 4 years. I mean, even now, we still have a lot of problems with running a Manhunt server. Like even though it's been 4 years, we've recorded the server 2 times, and an extra the last time we recorded, it was a failure, and we had to revert back, and we lost a lot of money from that, and it's just such a hassle to run this. But I mean, I don't mind. What keeps me alive, I guess, what keeps me motivated to do this is just because I see this whole community, all these people who made like friendships and who actually met in real life because of MC Manhunt. That's what like motivates me to keep going with this and not just close the server, you know.
It's the little things.
Yeah, just the little things like that make me happy.
That's fair enough. With the worlds, I personally steer clear of like Hitman Manhunt because the worlds are 1.20. I know you said you do everything manually, so I can imagine it's quite hard to make a 1.16 world on a 1.20 thing, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, we used to have a 1.16 world and stuff, but we wanted to like it was a lot more optimized, I would say, a lot more optimized than a 1.20 world. But since our players, they watch Dream, and Dream has his Manhunts updated to like the latest version, and people want to play on the latest version, we just had to do it. We had to switch to like the latest version.
Did you not make both? Did you not make a 1.20 and a 1.16 version, or is that too much pressure on the server?
I mean, it wouldn't be too much pressure, but I don't think it would be like, I don't think the community would like that. I don't think people would want to play with the 1.16 version.
I mean,
but maybe I'm wrong.
I'd happily play it. But
would you prefer playing on the latest version or the 1.16?
I'd prefer playing on the 1.16 world. That's the speedrun world. 1.16 is the speedrun world.
Oh, okay.
That's what everyone who does speedrunning does it on 1.16 because that's the best version to do it on. You know, get deserts, better like, you know, nevers, all that kind of jazz. That's why people like. That's why I stay clear with speedrun because it's 1.20, and I'm just like, it just doesn't feel as clean as it does. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if the players are voted otherwise, then that's completely fine. I was just saying, I was just questioning as to why.
I mean, we never really bothered that. We never really thought it was like if people didn't, like the majority of people didn't really care about 1.16, they just wanted to like play on the actual, like on the latest version. So we just decided to just put everything on the latest version. But I mean, I don't know how many players would play on 1.16 from our current player base. I'd be curious.
It worked for you last time.
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely poll people about this for sure. I'll keep that in mind.
It's up to you, of course. I mean, you don't have to. It's just a suggestion. But...
Yeah. It's fine.
I guess while we're on the point of suggestions, let's talk about Block Shuffle. So that's one of the more, I guess, among streamers at least, that's one of the more popular games. Other than Lava Rising, I reckon Lava Rising will be a crap ton more popular if once you introduce the idea of parties. But Block Shuffle right now, very popular. However, and I've said this before, and we're just talking, is the one thing about Block Shuffle I don't like is the biome-based blocks. Because sometimes you'll get something along the lines of green wall. And on 1.20, deserts, impossible to find. And then trying to find like, I mean, yeah, that's the only thing. You can only get green wool from a cactus, and they're impossible to find on 1.20. So is that like something that you've ever thought about as well? Like, has that really come across your mind? Like, oh crap, we have like any block, but some blocks are a bit impossible.
To be honest, I've never thought about that. I'm not really like an active player on the server, so it's hard for me to even know like some small details like this, like the block, like the specific like world blocks and stuff. Like I've never really like bothered like thinking about things like this, but maybe adding it as a setting would be good, like just an extra setting that people could just enable, and like it would disable the biome blocks. Maybe we could do that. I guess.
See? I'm giving you loads of ideas of how to further improve that.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, that's why we're talking, right? Like that's what we're trying to improve anything.
I like the server. I mean, obviously, once again, I didn't even know about it until about 3-4 months ago. Once I saw another streamer playing it, and that's like back to the word of mouth thing. It's crazy how it goes from just, you know, one person playing it to then bang, but loads of people are streaming it, kind of thing. So
yeah. And by the way, going back on like how we blew up, kinda, is so like after like a few, like I think 3-4 months after we launched, we already had like a pretty solid player base. We already had like probably 500, like 400 people on the server, like 300 people on the server. And then AJ the Bold, not sure if you know him. AJ the Bold.
Sorry.
He's a content creator. He was extremely huge at the time. He blew up. He had like a couple of millions of views on YouTube, and he was streaming on YouTube. He had like 5,000 viewers, and the guy just enjoyed playing on the server. And then he just told us, he said, "Yo, I'm gonna start streaming on the server, so make sure you buy new servers because you're gonna get a lot of people joining your network." And I was like, "Oh shit, this is the opportunity we have." And we just decided to buy, like I decided to invest in a bunch of servers, a bunch of new servers. Like I think we bought like 5 new machines or something. I don't quite remember exactly how many machines we bought, but we bought like 5 machines. And then as soon as the guy streamed, we got like 900 people on the server, like literally 900. And it was like crazy, like the amount of hype we had and all. And unfortunately, we got DDoSed during that stream, and the entire server went down.
Man, of course.
Yeah, it sucks because we had so many people, and the guy was like, yo, I'm gonna crash this server, like so many players are joining, and people were like all crazy and wanted to play with AJ, and then some jackass just decided to like DDoS the server.
I guess that's a good turning point though for better DDoS protection. Did you take it that way, or did you still use what you were using?
No, now we're a lot better. Like this was right a few months after we launched. Like this was like 2 years ago. So
no, but I'm saying in that moment, did you turn around and go, "We need to do this ASAP," or was it like?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we advanced. We took like a better DDoS protection. We paid an extra for that, and we got like all our security on edge. Like we improved a lot from that moment because we're like, this cannot happen again. But the guy was like, AJ didn't really mind like server crash and stuff, but he understood like we had a bunch of people and we got DDoSed, and he wasn't too mad about it because a lot of people were mad about the fact that the server just crashed when he was streaming.
Yeah, but it's not your fault. I mean, they're just max they wanted to play with the dude, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
You average about 1,000 players, no? Or am I feel like I've seen 1,000 players.
No. I think we peaked at like 900 and something, or like I think we peaked at 1,050, or I don't quite remember, but we were averaging around 600 people at the time, like
right
2
now,
years ago.
How many do you average now? I mean, sorry.
Right now we're averaging 300 right now.
Oh, why did I think 1,000? That's still a good, like really solid amount though.
200 or 300. Yeah, no, we used to have so much more players joining, but the Dream was trending at the time, and like he was making Manhunt videos and stuff. But now he's not making any Manhunt videos anymore, so it's hard for us to keep up. We're still somehow I don't know how we're still keeping up and how we still have players on, but we're somehow still alive even if he's not making Manhunts anymore, and Manhunt is not really trending.
Well, I guess with that then, I think that's the perfect transition into the coming soon game mode.
Oh yeah.
Are we anything we can leak with that? Anything that can be said about that, or is it quiet?
Well, so me and my team were like, and the close community, we're all thinking of what we could release and what's the best thing we could like put our energy in, because we were always like making a new game mode and releasing a new update takes a lot of time and effort, and we just don't want to invest. Like we had like scenarios where we invested a lot of time in something that people didn't actually care about, and it just didn't really matter. But as for the coming soon game mode, we have many ideas, including duels. We may add duels.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one for the server. I mean, there's so many other servers for it though. That's the issue.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of our community has been referring to like having a duel server within MC Manhunt, of course, like being able to duels other players. But I don't know. It's tough to think about anything
nowadays.
Yeah, because like everything has been made, and it's hard to be original, you know. And we've always wanted to be kind of original and not have like game modes, like not make game modes and just have that game mode already exist on another server. But it's just hard to accomplish. But yeah.
I guess linking into this, which I feel like you've kind of answered anyways. There was a Twitter question. It was the only one we got from DJ Philly asking, "Are there any plans for more game modes to come in the future?" So like, I guess like you've already touched on the idea of duels. I mean, is there any? Have you got an original game idea or no? I know you said it was harder, but that doesn't mean you haven't got one, kind of thing. So do you?
So do you mean like game modes by like big game modes where you play only with your friends, like in a party, or you mean game modes like where like Level Rises, where it's multiple?
Game modes, just any new games, anything to play differently than what you have that you can leak or want to leak. I mean, you don't have to. If you can, literally just say no comment, which would be completely fine. It's just up to you.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for me to say because we don't exactly have like specific plans of what game mode, like what are the next game modes we're going to be releasing. Because we have so many mixed feelings about what people want. Like some part of the community says they want this, the other part just says we want like some other game mode. So it's just hard for us to generally know what people want, and we don't want to develop a game mode where, like I said earlier, no one's gonna care.
Why not prioritize the more active players' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we thought about that, but to be honest, the most requested thing, surprisingly, is duels.
To bring duels then, prioritize the new game mode, like you mentioned, like actual full on send it.
Yeah, for sure. But also, I forgot to mention, but we do have some plans as like a new special game mode, but I cannot reveal. But it's not like a game mode like Manhunt or Hitman or the rest. It's different. But I cannot really leak that. But in terms of normal,
can we expect to see it?
What's up?
No? Whenabouts can we expect to see it? Can you leak that or no?
Nah, I can't.
You can't. It's full on. Oh god. Okay. All right. Now I'm excited.
Yeah. Nah. It's still very early, but yeah, I have some ideas, and we'll see with what we can do with that.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, do you have anything else to mention about the Manhunt server? I mean, if not, we can move on to a different topic.
Yeah, I mean, I do have something to say.
Yeah, go on.
So when we were in our prime, when we were on the first version, of the server, when we peaked like at 900 people, I just received a DM from someone saying that Dream was streaming on the server. And he just sent a link, like a Twitch link to his Twitch account. And Dream was literally streaming, like he was literally doing manhunts against random people. And I was like, yo, no way we actually managed to get Dream on the server. Like, this was like the biggest news I've ever got regarding MC Manhunt. Just seeing Dream stream on the server for the first time, just seeing him literally playing on the server, I couldn't believe my eyes. And that was just crazy. He got killed and rage quit. Yeah, no, but he got killed in his stream and he just decided to rage quit. He was saying the server is lagging. I don't like this. It's like laggy.
Oh, so it wasn't exactly the best of experiences with Dream then, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. But then Dream, he DM'd me and he said, yo, you gotta add like some sort of private servers, like VIP servers where it's only people with ranks have like better performance. And like 1 year after, we decided to do that. So yeah, it's.
I didn't know about that. Do you still have it?
The what?
The dedicated better rank servers.
I mean, yeah, that's what we have that currently. Like even you as a streamer, you have by default you're getting sent in.
Oh, it's by default. Okay, that's why I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know it existed. That's by
default. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should mention them in game or something. But
I guess it'd be a cool thing to put in like a partner chat channel or whatever. Like maybe like you have an announcement channel. I don't know, unless you already have, and I'm just blind.
Yeah, I mean, are people aware of this, of like better performance as a streamer, or it's just? I mean, it doesn't actually matter in the end, right?
I just don't really pay attention. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If you just give it to me, that's cool. I just never really realized.
Exactly. I mean, that's why you have better performance, because the normal servers, and in the past, I know 2 years ago, it was painful to see, like, we had a lot of lag. I guess chunk gen was a problem. We only had one region. It is
a little bit. I mean, sometimes you load into a game and the chunks don't load, but I feel like that's just Minecraft.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Yeah, it's very hard to solve these issues, but it was a lot worse in the past, and we did improve a lot, like 1000% improvement, I'd say. Like we improved a lot since these 4 years. But again, since this server is a Manhunt server with Chunk Gen, we're always gonna have some problems.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Some out of your control.
yeah, for sure. But also, sorry.
Sharon, I don't know why you're apologizing. It's your podcast.
Yeah, so pretty much like Dream, he told me like, yo, you gotta add some private servers and stuff. And then like I don't know the exact time frame, but then he like his manager, they contacted me on on Twitter. I think they contacted me on the MC Manhunt account on Twitter, and he said like Dream was down to do something with like maybe like partner up with MC Manhunt. We're like, wow, bro, this was like crazy news. And he just like, we went into a group with him. We talked with him about this. And I've never actually revealed this to the public, but we talked about maybe doing a project with Dream, like collabing and having Dream like be a part of the server, and like maybe him advertising the server, since it's like a server kind of made off of him, like off of his content. And he contacted us and stuff, and I'm not gonna reveal what we said, but it didn't really go well. It fell through, and he wasn't really interested anymore, especially after like, I don't know. It's just unfortunate, I guess, because we could have done.
It happened.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. But yeah, that's one side note, I guess. He did contact us to maybe do something like a collab and like maybe be an owner of the server and stuff, but just decided to change his mind, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been pretty cool to have Dream as being part of the server.
With me last year, like I invited someone onto the podcast and they agreed, and then when I like replied to them about a date, they just ignored me and still haven't replied to me. So yeah. You know, it happens. It happens, you know, but everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. So
yeah, for sure.
What was I gonna say? What was I gonna mention? Oh, that's it. So with the creator rank, talking a bit about that now as well. It's like, so I don't meet the requirements. I applied for a rank and I got it. I remember like in my application I said like, I've started streaming the server more. I average about 10 viewers, which is true, but like 4 of those want to play with me. But I only have party slots for 2 more people, and I don't really want to buy a rank. I don't think I mentioned I didn't want to buy a rank. I didn't want to buy a rank. So like how exactly does the content creator thing work? You have requirements, but I was nowhere near meeting those requirements. So did I just get lucky, or?
Well, not really, because we don't value the numbers we see on the screen, like on your channel. We also value the amount of effort you put into getting this rank. And like, if you actually love the server, and if you actually stream on the server often, if you actually put effort in advertising the server, we know that, we can see that, and we're not just gonna ignore everything you want to do to help us grow and help just advertise the overall network. So that's why we decided to just give you the rank, because we saw that you were passionate about the server and you were also streaming a lot. And yeah, I don't know what to say. We don't have, like, we're not strict, and like we're not giving anything like unless you meet those requirements. Like we're pretty open, and we're pretty flexible in terms of like who we give the content creator rank. As long as you actually put a lot of effort into advertising the server, we're gonna be giving you the rank.
It's quite nice to see in all of it, because not many servers do that. Like some like for instance with MCC Island, you need like 30,000 subscribers and 1K views video or something like that. And on Twitch, you have to have a certain amount of followers, but like, and you have to average like a really good amount of viewers. But the thing is, it's like you could be averaging a really good amount of viewers, but the follower requirements are so high, but they'd reject you anyway. So you don't. I mean, maybe then make exceptions, but as far as I'm aware, they reject you even if you meet the number. Even if you meet the viewer numbers but don't meet the follower ones, which is just like, Twitch followers mean nothing, and they're so hard to get, especially that amount. But viewership is like hard work kind of thing. So like that's what I'm saying with Manhunt. It's nice to see that's a bit different. So we're like, oh yeah, he doesn't really meet the requirements, but you know, he's still bringing traction to the server. Which I mean, I'm streaming more. I just haven't really been streaming much in general, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like now we're not gonna remove the rank if you stop doing anything, but like generally it's just like, we don't want to penalize people for helping us, you know, like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to just ignore and like just like be rude to people who actually really put a lot of effort into helping us and like advertising the server and stuff. So we just decided to like, we're not going to be strict exactly on our requirements, and we're just gonna, if we see that you contribute to bringing a lot of people in, we're just going to give you the rank, you know. That's a lot more. That's a lot better, I'd say, than giving a creator just like that. A creator that has 5 million like subs and like a total of like 100 million views, and the guy just never does any sort of content on the server. That's less useful than someone with like 1,000 followers that makes like a bunch of streams and like makes a bunch of videos about the server, you know? Like in the end, it doesn't like the smaller guy is a lot more useful. He helps a lot more.
I get you. Before we wrap up the podcast then, unless I heard you wrong, you mentioned earlier how there's a new server that you're working on or something along those lines? Or did I just mishear you?
Yeah, no, we launched a new server. We actually launched
Let's talk about that a little bit then, why not?
Yes. So yeah, we launched an SMP, hardcore SMP, called Mineworld SMP, which is it's extremely new. We launched it like a month ago, and we're still like fixing the bugs, like making sure everything works right. And I did start advertising it on TikTok stuff when we're trying to get a bit more people in. The reason why we launched this server initially was mainly because like a lot of our Manhunt players, they kind of got bored of Manhunt. They kind of got bored of these mini games, and they just want to play like on an SMP. But since this is affiliated with MC Manhunt, they can just join the server and maybe play on here.
Other than playing is getting bored, what was the deal behind it? Why an SMP? Yeah, I mean, I know you literally just said that like players were getting bored and wanted to play an SMP, but they can join kind of anything really. So why did you? Like, why is this not on the Manhunt server? Why is it on a completely different server?
Well, here's the thing. We're actually maybe thinking of transferring the server onto Manhunt, because initially we wanted to make it like a separate server, because we weren't sure if it's going to work out. We weren't sure if people were going to play this. And we were kind of worried that we just fail, like we miss our shot and we just release it on MC Manhunt and no one cares and maybe there's bugs, and we didn't want to like blast our opportunity, you know. But we're probably going to move it back to MC Manhunt and just merge it. But this was kind of we want to see like how interested people are in playing this SMP. If does that make sense?
How well is it doing? How well is the SMP doing? No, it makes 100% sense. I'm just curious how it's doing.
I mean, it's not doing great. It's like averaging like around 15-20 players at the moment, because we just launched.
It's alright.
I mean, it's not too bad, but we just launched. But at least we fixed everything, all the bugs, because a big process of making servers is the whole backend, you know, all of the issues you encounter so many issues with making a new server. When making a new server, you have a lot of bugs, you have a lot of like, I don't know, I cannot name everything, but technical side of things plays a big part in making servers. And when we didn't want to just launch this server on Manhunt and have it not be perfect, you know, and not give the greatest experience possible. That's what we want to be doing. So
I never really enjoyed those kind of like open. I know like Lifebound Bedrock Edition, for example, has like an open world survival. I don't know. They just never really last open server things. That's why people haven't done it before. Like I understand why you guys are trying different things. Like, you know, you did it with the Manhunt and it worked out. SMPs are a big thing right now, and hopefully it works out. I just don't think it's
thank you.
one of those things that I'd personally be interested in, kind of like me. But then obviously,
I mean, maybe
it's new, so who knows? It might do really well.
Maybe if we're unique, maybe you'll have it give it a try. Maybe if we add like a little touch of uniqueness.
But it's just open world really. I just don't want to join that in general because of how many. It's just an open survival.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like grindy,
all that kind of stuff. I've never really been into factions, for example, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, totally understandable.
But yeah. Fair enough.
By the way, there's one thing I wanted just to say, like side note. I forgot to tell you before the podcast started, but for everyone watching, I'm not sure if you know, like a lot of people know that, but I did win a Mr. Beast challenge a year ago.
Why have we not talked to? Why have you waited until like the end of the podcast for this? Why this should have been one of the first things we talk. Okay, go on, talk about it.
Okay, it's fine. You can. Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
No, I don't move things about on the podcast. I keep it as it is.
All right. Sorry, but
no. Why are you stop apologizing? Go on. What happened?
I'm a Canadian, bro. Like Canadians, they always apologize, bro. They're always apologizing.
I don't want to hear it, man. Go on. So yeah, you want a Mr. Beast challenge? Go on.
Yeah, no, but I literally forgot about it. Like I just remembered that I won a Mr. Beast challenge, but yeah, it's been a year ago. But pretty much I was in the Mr. Beast Discord, Mr. Beast Gaming Discord, and I got pinged. Yo, you've been picked to participate in a Mr. Beast challenge, and this was like for Minecraft, like online. It wasn't real life, a real life challenge, by the way. Mr. Beast Gaming.
I imagined it was gaming.
Yeah. So pretty much, I got invited, and I joined. We had 150 players. I was like so stressed about it. Like I was literally shaking. I was like, bro, I'm actually on Mr. Beast challenge. No way. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And it was like a Squid Game event. So Minecraft Squid Game, and 150 players starts, plays and all. And then I don't know how I managed to get to the end, but I got to the end and won the prize.
Which video was it? The public video?
Yeah, it's a public video. It's released.
When I was ill, I watched every single the 45,600 Squid Game challenge.
It's the Extreme Squid Game Challenge.
Wait, is he uploaded two, or is this like I'm looking at the right one?
It's called Extreme Squid Game Challenge.
Oh,
it's not the first one.
Oh,
yeah,
is it one that was uploaded afterwards?
Yeah, I didn't get many views though.
Oh yeah, not many views, 17 million views.
Yeah.
Because I watched every single Mr. Beast gaming video when I was ill. I've watched them all anyways, but I didn't know that. What the heck?
You check at the end, that's me. I even talk.
Oh, you win the 1v1. Ah. Oh yeah, I can literally see your skin. What the heck, man? Oh my god.
Yeah.
How much was that? How much was that video again? 40 grand.
Yeah, but I didn't get all of it. I didn't get the entirety because of taxes, and they don't take that into account. So
is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's talk about the behind the scenes of winning a Mr. Beast challenge, because I've actually always been curious about this. If you're good to share it.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing it.
So how was the whole process of being paid by Mr. Beast then?
I mean, okay, so it's not too crazy. It's just you win the challenge. His admin contacts me, and we just do the whole paperwork before. Like I have to fill out a bunch of stuff. We have to like fill out some stuff because we're out of the country. There's like some paperwork to do because we're not within the USA. Okay. So like since we're in Canada, there's like some paperwork to do, and there's like it's a pretty big delay. I think it took like six months. Or like 6 months. Yeah, it takes 6 months to get the prize, like to get my prize. Like 6, 7. Yeah. Like it took a long time. So it's not instant. You don't get the money like next day. It took some time. So sorry, not 6 months, 3 months. I just remembered.
Still a long time though.
Sorry. Yeah, not 6 months, 3 months. I'm saying some crap. But anyways,
like how does it go through? Like through PayPal, just bank transfer?
No, it's a bank transfer, and yeah, it's nothing special. Mr. Beast is not scamming his people, his winners. He's like literally giving the prizes, and
it's just you got screwed over by taxes.
Yeah, and I think the taxes were like 40%. Or like 30%. So it's the RAS. So
that's
the
pretty
default.
Crazy. I've actually, because I was thinking about it like the other day. Funny enough, I've always been just kind of sitting. I was like, I wonder what it's like getting paid after winning a Mr. Beast challenge, you know. And then now I have someone who's bloody won the challenge, but waited until the end, like near the end of the podcast, to bring it up.
I mean, it's fine. I guess for the people who watch till the end, I guess it's fine.
Oh man, I can't even put in a title because the title's going to be something like along the lines of your owning server. But I guess, a highlight. It'll be a highlight video. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, again, sorry for not bringing it up at the start. I just didn't think about it.
I think it's fine.
I literally didn't think about it. I was like, just remembered at the end.
Was you shitting yourself though during I can imagine you were.
No, I was playing my life. I'm like a very competitive person in general. And like if there's a prize on something, if there's like a reason, like a proper reason to win, I'm gonna do everything I can to win that event. Everything I can to win that in general. To win anything. If there's like money involved, I'm just gonna put everything. If there's like a challenge, like an RL challenge, like Mr. Beast challenge, where I have to stay like for 6 months inside a room, I'll do it to win the prize. I'm that type of guy. So honestly, but anyway, it was crazy. I was like, when I won the challenge, the amount of happiness I had was crazy. I don't think I'll ever be as happy as I did that time. Like that was the biggest dopamine peak I've ever had, probably.
So
like I just
jumped,
I screamed. Yeah, I screamed out of my lungs that I won, and like jumped around everywhere. I was like, no way I won this. Like this is a dream. This is not true. Like it's pretty crazy. So,
I can imagine. I mean, I can imagine that kind of helped with the funding of MC Manhunt as well. Then,
it did help a bit, but I didn't been like, of course, I'm not gonna like just throw everything out the window and like start spending on random stuff and just losing, like saving the money and like, yeah, of course, helping the MC Manhunt, helping to fund MC Manhunt.
I know, it was more as a joke. That's really cool though. Oh man, congrats with that. I've always wanted to play in a challenge, but I never even got into the Discord.
Yeah, and by the way, I actually managed to get into another Mr. Beast challenge at some point, but like there was 50 players left, but they decided to cancel the event. I was like, nah, bro. Imagine I win a second event. Imagine I just would have won a second event. It was like a parkour event, and like there were initially 200 people, and I got into the top 50, and they just decided to cancel, which is kind of annoying.
So you never hear that as well. Like you never hear any of that stuff. Why? Any idea why?
I don't know. I think they just often cancel their events if it's not perfect and if there's like a technical issue. I know Mr. Beast is pretty like
high quality.
He puts a lot of high quality. He puts a lot of time and attention into his videos. And I mean, if there's technical problems and stuff, I don't think he wants to continue that.
That's the stuff you never hear. That's the stuff you never hear when like
yeah, exactly. You never really hear about stuff like this.
But, man, this would have been a whole this would have been such a cool topic to start with, like the BTS of Mr. Beast challenges. And you deserve, I mean, you know what, absolute banger. For those who listen to the end, deserve to hear this, and I guess for highlight listeners as well, they deserve to hear this.
Yeah, if anyone wants to watch a video, it's Extreme Squid Game challenge.
Yep, it's just literally the exact title on Mr. Beast Gaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty sick. I guess with that being said though,
one last thing. Yeah, one last thing. Sorry. So there's also I also dueled Dream at some point. Not sure if you're aware of that. I also dueled him in a 1v1 and I beat him, and like a bunch of people were watching, and I also made a video about this, by the way.
Why were you was it on stream? What was the deal with it?
It wasn't on stream. He was just practicing in PvP Legacy, and he was like just dueling random people. This was about 2 years ago, probably, or like 1 year ago. I don't quite remember, but he was just dueling random people, and I just started kind of trash talking in chat, and he dueled me, and I managed to beat him. I think like I beat him.
You got him to fight and then beat him.
Yeah, he played on the server and stuff. Not sure if you remembered me. I don't know, but anyways, I dueled him and won. Like the whole Manhunt community, like the active players were all watching, and they were all like, "Yo, Ant beat Dream in a duel," and I was very hyped about that as well. But that was before the Mr. Beast event.
That's still pretty sick though.
Yeah,
it's always fun when stuff like that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a small thing. I mean,
I don't get too excited about killing, in quotation marks, famous people. I'm just saying, like, it's just cool, like, just knowing the beat.
Yeah, it's a little achievement. Yeah, but a lot of people were talking about that. It was like a pretty hype thing at the time. So yeah.
Is there any more one last things?
No, man. I don't think there's anything else.
I mean, it's fine if there is, if you can think of anything.
I mean,
I guess with that being said then, Orente,
nothing else.
This sadly brings the end of the InsideMC podcast.
All right. Well, I'm very glad you invited me on this podcast. I'm very glad I talked about this, about my story, I guess. I don't do this often, but yeah.
Before you go, I'd like to give this opportunity for you to promote anything you want. Promote your TikTok, promote your server, where we can find you, Twitter, all that kind of jazz.
Yes, so my TikTok is TikTok 4NT_MC. That's the IGN of the TikTok. And for my YouTube is just 4NTMC. No underscores, just 4NTMC all together. And on Twitter, I'm not really active on Twitter. Like I don't have a personal channel on Twitter, but we have the MC Manhunt Network Twitter. One sec, let me bring that up.
It is at Manhunt Network.
Yeah, I think it's Manhunt Network.
I mean, it is. I ping them in the announcement, so yeah, that's the exact.
All right, yeah, Manhunt Network, and also make sure you join the server, I guess, if you haven't already.
The IP is... What's the IP? Do you remember the IP?
MCManhunt.com, sorry. MCManhunt.com. Yeah, I thought you would say...
No, I'm asking you. I was asking you what the IP was.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Well, there you go, IP, everything, all that kind of jazz. If you'd like to join the server, like to follow him on Twitter, and then obviously 4NT's personal socials are there as well. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you so much for being an amazing guest, 4NT. I feel like this was more of a quieter, calmer podcast, which is always nice. I enjoy these kind of podcasts, and it's nice to have a bit of a different, more relaxing one.
Yeah, I mean, conversation, you know? Yeah, I don't often talk about my story. It's not really something I do often, so it's
something different for you as well.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you like the podcast.
Thank you all for watching. This has been InsideMC, interviewing another amazing guest. See you next Wednesday, hopefully, for midweek MC, and hopefully next Friday for another guest who is somebody, I mean, you'll find out in 4 hours if you're listening to this when it comes out, but it's somebody who also has, I guess, a relation to MC Manhunt Network. It's pretty cool. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Don't eat too much bread. Pieces.